Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we're going to be talking about some quotes that Shaq Barrett gave recently when talking about his pending free agency and re-signing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and all these other different types of things. So the quotes go as follows. I believe Shaq Barrett was talking to Adam Sheen. So here are the quotes. I'm most definitely looking forward to getting a long-term deal done. I feel like it's time for me to break the bank now, and I most definitely want to do that to be able to set my family up better and most definitely going to keep producing. So it's not like anything is going to fall off. I still think I got a lot left in the tank. I'm still getting better, actually. I'm still learning. Just still learning, like week in, week out, and there's like, as you can see, as the season progressed, like I ended the season playing the way that I wanted to play, and you can see that I did progress throughout the season. I'm still progressing. And then he went on to say, when talking about specifically potentially returning back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he said, I do still want to have a great fit for me and a great fit for the family. So whatever that turns out to be, but I want to be here. I think we got a great team here, a great organization here, so we will definitely go on just to see how it works out and shakes up, but I'm looking forward to trying to get something done here. So Shaq Barrett, much like in the case of Ndamukong Suh, wants to be back with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Again, Bruce Arians, to paraphrase him, said that basically all the guys want to be back and makes sense to play with Tom Brady. But also, Shaq Barrett specifically, he talked about the numbers. Suh didn't talk about the numbers. Shaq Barrett did talk about the numbers. And I know I'm like 11, 12 days late to this party, guys. I still wanted to give my thoughts on these quotes because it did come from the man himself, Shaq Barrett. He wants to break the bank. Shaq Barrett just played on the $15.8 million franchise tag, and more so in the case of this contract rather than the Chris Godwin contract, which I talked about in a previous video, I would be led to believe that that $15.8 million would be the absolute floor of a contract. I think that Shaq Barrett will probably, in whatever deal he signs with the Buccaneers, with another team, etc., would be at least $16 million. Now, that $15.8 million, that had him at the fourth highest paid outside linebacker in the league. I believe he was behind Zadarius Smith, Khalil Mack, and Von Miller. Von Miller making around $18 million on the dot, I believe. Khalil Mack making $17.5 million. I believe Zadarius Smith making like $16.75, and then you had Chandler Jones at number 5, who's making, I believe, $15.25 million. So having Shaq Barrett at $16 million at least, that would still put him at number 4 with room to be higher up. He could potentially be number 2 if you sign him to a $17.5 million. I would say he might fall at number 3. He might get like $17 million a year and fall at that number 3 spot behind Khalil Mack, behind Von Miller, although it seems like Von Miller's actually going to get released, so, he would be at number 2 at that point. But Shaq Barrett's going to get his money. I do believe that, break the bank. I think that is a strong possibility for Shaq Barrett. Bruce Arians does want him back. He has said multiple times that, hey, he's not going anywhere. He said that last year, and Shaq Barrett did end up getting franchise tagged. He said it again during this regular season as well. So it seems like there is mutual interest between the Buccaneers and Shaq Barrett. Barrett said that he wants to be back with the Buccaneers in one of the quotes that I gave here. So it's going to be interesting, man. This is another situation where how are you going to make the money work? In the Chris Godwin video, I said, how are you going to make the money work? In the Ndamukong Suh video, I said, how are you going to make the money work? If you give Shaq Barrett $16 million, and then you give Chris Godwin a minimum of $15.3 million for this upcoming season, that is $31 million right there. That is more than the cap space the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have right now, as of the recording of this video, that being a little over $28 million. Those two players' contracts by themselves eclipse that number. So I don't know how the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to make it work. It seems like there are a lot of guys who just might not be able to come back just because the money won't be able to work. But we'll see what happens. The Buccaneers can restructure contracts. There's a lot of guys who have been willing to do that in years past. The Buccaneers could easily do that. There could be some cap casualties as well, which I might talk about in a future video. But with all that being said, the point is that Shaq Barrett while he does want to be back with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for him and his family, he does want that long-term security, which I do understand, and he does want that money as well. Again, I imagine he'd probably be somewhere in the top 2 to 3 highest paid outside linebackers in the league with whatever contract he gets, and hey, I think he's earned that money. So, with that being said, guys, give me your thoughts about this entire situation down in the comment section below about these Shaq Barrett quotes. What do you think? Would you give Shaq Barrett the money that he feels he is owed? Would you let him walk into free agency? Or hey, maybe you'd even franchise tag him. That's something that could potentially happen as well. If the Buccaneers are able to come to a long-term extension with Chris Godwin, you could franchise tag Shaq Barrett yet again, and it would still be around that $16 million price tag. I don't know the specific number for outside linebackers right now, but it would be pretty similar to what it was last year, probably a little bit more. So that could be something that potentially happens as well. And you've also got to factor in Ndamukong Suh. Guys, this is going to be one crazy re-signing period, and free agency hadn't even started yet. So, man, let's just all keep our fingers crossed that the Buccaneers are going to be able to make the money work and bring back as many of their top guys as possible. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.